Hey guys, Dr. Decks here. Today we're framing away on our current deck project. We're framing the lower section of our deck and we have most of the beams set. We're finishing up a couple beams, getting things ready to go. And so if you like what you see today, please don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content, which is 3 days a week right now. All right, let's check this out. So what we did previously was we have installed all of the helical piles for this lower deck space. There's a lower landing and some other footings that had to go on the lower yard area as well. So as you can see, there's 3 piles per beam, and these are 4x8 beams, and there's about a 2-foot cantilever on each side of the beam, and then there's a pile in the middle of each one. So we got all those done last week, and then we started setting the beams to elevation. We used our Stabila LAR 350, which is right over here. We just put it on the bottom of we turned a patio block upside down just to kind of use it as a flat area to put our laser. And we were able to establish grade on every single height of every single pipe. So then some of the piles we actually had to cut, and then we put these galvanized adjustable brackets on, and that's what we're doing right now, is finishing installing those, securing everything to the brackets. We're using Fasten Master headlocks today to fasten the brackets either to the beams or to a piece of material, lumber, post, whatever height may be. It varies. Some of these piles are low enough to where we could put the bracket right on top of the pile and then put the beam right in the bracket and then make a slight adjustment, and it was good. And then as the grade changes, we've had to either install the pile taller or add a piece of material, lumber, 4x6, whatever, to make up for that height, and then put the beam on top of that. So then we're fastening the beam to the post and the post to the pile. So that's what we're doing right now. Alright, so we have all 6 beams that we need for the lower deck level plumbed up. So now we're ready to G-tape those beams. We're going to add a little waterproof protection to the tops of the beams. Then we're going to do a layout, and the layout's going to be a little tricky, so that's going to take a minute. Once I get my layout figured out, then we have to transport all of the joists, which have been graded up in the upper lawn area, and strap those to a cart, like maybe 10 or 15 at a time, and transport them down to the site, and then we can start framing the joists up on the deck. So what we do is when we start framing, before we bring any joists down, joists can vary. Like we're using 2x8 on this particular job, on this lower deck. We use 2x10 on the upper deck, 2x8 on the lower deck, just because of lumber spans. You know, you can check that out online. And what we did is we take every board and we crown it up, and then we put them all together underneath something solid, like a 6x6 or 4x6. And then I take my Stabila level and I pick the very tallest joist, and we pull that out and we set it to the side, and we do it again, and we do it again. We had to do it 50 times for this set of framing on the set of joists that we're doing on this deck. So we graded those last week because it took us an hour, I think over an hour, to do it. But what's cool is we have the SK800, the ditch witch here. So I'm gonna take the helical pile driver off of it, throw a bucket on it, and then we'll strap the joist to our cart, and then I'll be able to push the cart with my machine so we don't have to carry these joists. They're way up there. We don't really want to have to carry all those 2 at a time with 2 guys all the way down to the site. So the machine and the cart have been making really quick work of that. A little bit. Sure. This isn't. Okay, so we need a couple. Let's take it to flush. All right, so what we just did is we just took some bent boards that we had made on a 45-foot radius. We laid it all out on top of our beams that are set, and we marked them so I know some of the beams I have to cut a little bit, and we kind of got our curve going so that I know where I can start my layout, because I have some additional auxiliary beams I got to put in between these beams that we've already installed. So that's what we're doing right now. Is now that we know our curve, we can measure back and have a spot where we can mark our beams, and then we can start installing those. Maybe goose it at the end. Don't like keep going, like stop and then goose and then stop and then goose, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can strip the screw. Go ahead. Perfect. Good job. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like what you saw today, don't forget to click that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, and don't forget to like our videos and leave a comment below and see if I can get back to you in a reasonable amount of time. Odds are, maybe, maybe not, but we really appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. Have a great day.